Hey everyone, how y'all doing? Welcome and welcome back to my channel and welcome to Vlogmas Day 17. So today's video is going to be all about my favorite book covers of 2020. So all of my favorite covers of books that came out this year. But before we get into the video, make sure to subscribe down below if you have not yet already because I am uploading every single day this month and you're not going to want to miss it. But now let's talk about some pretty covers. So this is in no particular order, but the first one I'm going to talk about is Bookish and the Beast by Ashley Poston. So the book covers from the Once Upon a Con series are some of my favorites in general, but particularly love this one. One, because I think this might be my favorite in the trilogy. Maybe Geekerella is, I don't really know, but I just love this one so much because it's Beauty and the Beast. So we have this gorgeous library on the cover. We have Rosie and Vance, who I adore. We've got a cute little puppy that I can't remember their name, but it's the cutest little puppy. Like, I don't typically like the color orange, but for some reason it just really works on this cover. I couldn't tell you why, I just think it looks really, really good. And I just love libraries so much, so this definitely gives me all the good vibes, reminds me of Beauty and the Beast. I can definitely tell that it is a Beauty and the Beast retelling, and oh my goodness. Not me just realizing that Rosie is in blue overalls and a white long sleeve shirt, which looks like Peasant Belle. I did not just realize that. Oh my goodness. That's just another reason why I love it so much. And then on the back, which isn't technically the cover, but we're going to talk about it anyways, it says, "A tale as old as time made new," which I adore. It's just so cute. These covers are so skillfully made, and it makes me happy every time that I look at it. So this one definitely has to be one of my favorite book covers of the year. I literally can't believe I didn't notice that until right now, that she looks like Peasant Belle. I'm honestly so mad at myself. Okay. My next favorite book cover of 2020 is 10 Things I Hate About Pinkie by Sandia Menon. I typically don't like covers that have real people on the front, but whoever creates Sandia Menon's books, let me look at who does it. The jacket's designed by Sarah Creech, but the jacket photographs are done by Jacob Pritchard. So you know what? We stand those two people because they did an absolutely phenomenal job. So obviously we have Pinkie on the front, and Pinkie is one of my favorite characters from this entire series. She's just so much fun. And we have her like multicolored hair, which just looks so good. And her smile is beautiful. And of course we got like her little pins that have the title on it, which I think is beautiful. And then her actual two little pins on her jacket. I just think the design of this book is absolutely gorgeous. I love the spine of it as well. But look at them on the back. Oh. I think they picked the perfect person to model Pinkie. They just look just like her. So I am absolutely obsessed. I love these covers. Sandia Menon really won the book cover lottery in my opinion with these. I'm just obsessed. My next favorite book cover of 2020 is Grown by Tiffany D. Jackson. Again, I don't know what it is about me loving covers recently that have colors that I'm not a huge fan of on them, but I'm not a fan of mustard yellow. This book is all mustard yellow, but for some reason it just works. And this beautiful illustration of our main character, I don't know what her name is, I haven't read this book yet, Enchanted. That is an amazing name. But this beautiful illustration of Enchanted is just so beautiful. Like, I'm in awe of anybody who can draw people, and especially when it's like this detailed and gorgeous. Like, look at her. Her hair looks beautiful. Her grown earring, I just think it's so cool. Oh my gosh, she has another earring in her ear too. I'm just a huge fan of all of this. It looks really good. Again, the spine, it's just beautiful. Yeah, I don't know. It's like a simplistic cover design, but this illustration of our main character just, it doesn't need anything else. It's just perfect on its own. I love how the title is in the earring. I'm just absolutely obsessed with the entire design of this book. It's so beautiful. And the next book is Ghost Squad by Claribel A. Ortega. This book is so adorable, and of course it has to have an adorable cover to match it. First of all, I love the typography on here. For some reason, this font, it's really doing it for me. It just looks really great. I like the coloring of it as well. The coloring of this entire dust jacket, honestly, is just absolutely stunning. Like, again, the design of this book is just stellar. And then the cute little illustrations of our main character and her best friend and Chunk. Love me some Chunk. I think they drew him perfectly. I'm like, oh my god, why am I just realizing there's ghosts everywhere? What is wrong with me and not noticing cute details on covers? But there's like actual like little ghosts. Wow, I feel really dumb today. Oh my god, look at this little ghosty dude. Oh my god, this is making me love it so much more. And what about this one? Oh my god, I don't know if you guys can see that, but I'm absolutely obsessed now. I'm having a grand old time. Little star leggings? Are you kidding me? Claribel also won the book cover lottery with this one because it's just so gorgeous. I just realized her jacket says Ghost Squad on the back. I'm not with it today. amazing. If I was like a 10-year-old shopping for a book, this one would definitely grab my attention and I'd want to read it. So they like knocked this one out of the park. I just think it's so freaking stunning and I love owning it. I love looking at it. It's beautiful. The next book I'm going to talk about is Cemetery Boys by Aiden Thomas. Do I even need to say anything? Like, look at this. There's like gravestones right here, and then I believe this is Yadriel, who is our main character, and this is Julian, who is the ghost that he brings back. And I just think like this font looks great. I don't remember who this is. I don't know if it's a character that I'm not going to say, or this is Lady Death. I'm not sure, but this moon is gorgeous, and just everything about this cover just ties together so beautifully. And like the color of the dress jacket, I am a sucker for any kind of color that's like this. It's like a maroon burgundy type of color. It's really like up my alley. And then like all the back design of it as well. Like I love the skull right there. Come on, the roses. Come on. It's beautiful. I'm just a huge fan of this book inside and out. It's just absolutely gorgeous. Like, come on. It's so beautiful. The next book I'm going to talk about is Felix Ever After by Kaysen Callender. I haven't actually read this book yet, but again, do I even need to say anything? This cover just like pops out at you. This is another color that I don't typically gravitate towards. It's like this kind of like a reddy orange maybe kind of color. It's in the orange family, and I'm not a huge fan of the color orange, but I just think it works so well with this cover with all the beautiful flowers that are around Felix. I just think it's absolutely gorgeous. And then of course just the actual design of Felix himself is absolutely stunning. Like the details on his face, the little like dimple in his cheek, the hair looks amazing. Just absolutely everything looks amazing. I love the tattoos on his arms. I don't know if he actually does have tattoos in the book. Like I said, I haven't read it. And then I also think that this one is just really important in general because Felix is a trans main character, and so we get to see the top surgery that he's had done, and I think that could be really good for young trans people to see, or any kind of trans person actually, just to kind of see maybe that representation on the front cover. I think it was just a really important touch, and I'm sure that means a lot to a lot of people. And I just, the overall design of this book is just absolutely gorgeous. The font is very simple, but I feel like that was necessary with how like full and busy this cover is. But I just think it works so incredibly well. Like this cover, like I said, just like pops out at you. If I hadn't heard about this on book Twitter or anything, I definitely would have caught my eye if I went to the bookstore. It's just absolutely stunning. So the next book I'm going to talk about, I don't actually have a final copy of the book to show, so this is an ARC, but the cover looks the same for the most part, but it is The Invisible Life of Addie LaRue by V.E. Schwab. So the only thing really different from the ARC copy to the actual final copy, it's not in paperback for starters, but it doesn't have that like flap there, obviously if it's a hardcover, and it's also not glossy like this. It's more of a matte, but the actual cover design itself is the same. So this one is really simple, and I typically don't I was gonna say I typically don't love covers that are just typography or mainly typography, but that's not true. It's just I prefer to have an image on the cover, but this one is just, it works with the simplicity, plus it like goes with the rest of her books, which I really enjoy. I like when an author's books all match. But I just love the font that they used. I don't know why. It's really simple, but I just think it's really beautiful. I just love the constellation on the front, which is Addie's birthmark, I believe, in the book, if I remember correctly. And I just think it ties in so beautifully. Like it really just ties it all together. Like I feel like if they didn't add the constellation, I kind of would have been like meh about the book cover. Like I've been like, okay, it's typography, whatever, but just having the constellation there just really brings it all together. And I know that the final copy in person is just so much prettier than this, but sometimes you just need a simplistic cover, plus this is like an adult literary fantasy book, and so this does feel like a cover that suits it more than any of these like illustrated type of covers. I feel like this book wouldn't have felt the same or looked right if it had any other sort of cover, so I think this really works for the book, and it's really simple, but it's also just really stunning, and I am a huge fan of it. And the next book I have is Instant Karma by Marissa Meyer, but this blue, guys, I was not expecting this blue to be so bright and beautiful and vibrant. I don't know why, but I feel like this cover just did not come across the same on a screen as it does in person. It's just so bright and beautiful, and like I literally can't get over it. I am obsessed with the typography on here. It's a matte book cover, but then it has like glossy raised lettering, and I am just a huge fan when there's like raised things on covers, and this is just beautiful. Like again, like the vibrancy of that like pinky pinky red color. I am obsessed with it. And it's like beautiful like darker blue from Marissa Meyer's name. And then of course just in general this little illustration of them like on this like weird bicycle. I'm just obsessed. I think they're so cute. Look at them down there. And then of course like just like the line drawing of buildings behind them and the palm tree. I am just a huge fan of illustrated covers, and this one is no different. It's just so beautiful. I just think that everything that they did on this cover works really well. The character design of it, the typography, the coloring, all of it, again, it just really pops, and it really pops on the bookshelf as well. And I'm just a huge fan. It's so gorgeous. So I only have one more book to talk about today. There were a lot of other book covers that I loved that came out this year, but I didn't want to have like a huge list for this video. So this is the last one, but just know there are other covers that I did love. But the last one I'm going to talk about is You Should See Me in a Crown by Leah Johnson. First of all, this book is purple. I do love me some purple, and not only is it purple, but it's like a pinky like gradient going like this way. So it starts with like kind of like pinky light purple over here, and then it just goes into like this dark rich beautiful purple, and I'm just obsessed. And also when I first saw this book cover like online, I thought it was a real person, but ever since I've like owned it, I can't tell now if it's like a painting or like illustration or if it's a real person. It says jacket photography, so I'm gonna assume it's a real person, but I swear to God, she looks like a painting. I don't know. If it says photograph, I'm gonna assume that it's a real person because that just makes sense to me. But either way, absolutely gorgeous. I love the typography. I love how they put the crown on her head. I'm like actually obsessed with that. Her hair looks stunning. The smile I think is what gets me. It's so radiant and like just, you know, there are just some people who have smiles that just radiate sunshine and just radiate happiness, and they're just really infectious, and this girl has one of those smiles. It's just so stunning, and like also like the highlights like on her face are really beautiful. I don't know. I'm just obsessed with the entire design of this book cover. I think it just again all works so well together. Isn't it just so pretty? It's so pretty. She's so pretty. The title is so pretty. Everything about this book cover is really pretty. So those are all of my favorite book covers of 2020. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, make sure to give it a huge thumbs up. Comment down below a red heart if you guys stayed till the end of this video, and maybe also let me know some of your favorite book covers of the year because I'd really like to know. Subscribe if you've not yet already. I am posting every single day this month, so you're not going to want to miss it. And I will see you guys tomorrow. Bye!